So a while back, I wanted to make a loop pedal or a MIDI controller that I could use with my phone. So here I'm going to show you how I did it with the power of the Retroloop Neo and how easy it was for me to make this happen. Here we go. All right, guys, here is the little box that I came up with. So I used the bigger buttons. You can see I've got a couple of washers underneath to kind of raise them up a little bit. So that way my phone can sit comfortably here on top. All right, on the back, I have installed and drilled holes for D panel inserts. And you can see here that I've got those wired up and I've got a little hub down here. So, and then all of these are just, they're just connected with little arcade JST connectors. All right. So then I've got a little RGB ring light wired in. So now all I have to do is take this right here and plug it all up.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to count my buttons here from the top. So let's see. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. So starting with button 1, just going to come over here, go D0, and then we're just going to count our way up. All right, so here is, let's see, that is button 4. So that is going to be D3 because our pin start is 0. Okay, and as you can see, we're just going to pop those in there. All right, that is going to be my last one. Okay. So which one is that? That is... Now usually I would connect these earlier, but it's just as easy. You just have to trace these cables back. Alright, now this cable right here is the LED. So not all of my lights are RGB. So just connect this to the LED port right here. Okay, and then let's see, do I have any more buttons? I shouldn't. That one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, those are all connected. Alright, now this is the cable that goes to my RGB connector. Boom, just like that. Alright, and then this is my foot switch jack, which basically is just 2 of these connectors, and then I have the 2 grounds spliced. Alright, my analog inputs are right here. Boom, boom, just like that. Alright, and then I'm going to plug up my... Alright, so now I'm just going to kind of neatly tuck this guy away right here. And then I'm going to put the bottom piece on here. Now, one thing I will say that you want to be careful of when you're doing this is you want to make sure that you have enough clearance. And I barely have enough clearance here. You want your back and sides, or even if you're sloping, you want to have at least a 1.35 inch, maybe even like 1.5 inch clearance here. And keep in mind that these have risers on the top, so they're not going, they would actually go a little bit farther through. So anyway, just kind of a rule of thumb, not all arcade buttons are the same. For these, they are the switch style, so they tend to go in a little deeper.
Alright guys, so now that I have put this all together, I've MIDI learned everything. So you can kind of see this in action. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, play, stop, all. I've got dub, tap next. And then I just hit clear, and there we go. And this is my 2-track looper, just like that. And then you can see in the back, we've got extra USBs. We've got a jack for an expression pedal or foot switch. We've got power delivery for charging. So another thing to note, this will work with Mac. You just have to have a long enough USB-C cable. And then that's it. You got a USB connection for your audio interface, and you're ready to go.